hard to capture, extravagant, resurrect the track and it's militant. And I react like a convict and start killing. It's manifested. The gods work like appliances, dealing in my sacred life.
Yo, what's going on everybody? It's your boy Naruto Explained here, bringing you guys another discussion about the Boruto manga. And so if you're an anime only fan, this is the time of the month where I am going to be talking about spoilers. But like I've said in a few other videos, August is going to be a really good month for anime only fans. So I've got some really awesome videos that are coming your way, videos that have been edited by people who are not me. So that's that's really huge right there. But with all that being said though, if you're still here, I'm assuming you're okay with me talking about spoilers. So now that we're here and we have Isshiki standing above Konoha and everybody's on alert and everyone needs to be evacuated, and Naruto and Sasuke, they are in a situation where they can't get too far away from Kawaki, I gotta keep it real with you guys, right? Like, Isshiki's in a situation where there's nobody who could potentially stand up against him, including Naruto and Sasuke. However, I think that this is where the power of youth needs to come in. So I want to talk to you guys about Rock Lee not only fighting Isshiki, but because Konoha is in a situation where you have an Otsutsuki that is here, and because you're in a situation where everyone is in danger of being destroyed, or if Isshiki's already on a warpath by the time that Rock Lee gets there, can we talk about how Rock Lee is potentially the biggest, I'm not even gonna say potentially the biggest, he is the biggest threat that Isshiki could face, and I'm gonna explain to you why, okay? Rock Lee in the Boruto era is stated to be a master of the 8 inner gates, so I think this could be absolutely beautiful if you see Rock Lee fighting against Isshiki, because we know that natural fire and natural attacks have damage that can be done to Isshiki, okay? Like Kashin Koji had one hell of a plan. He said, like, I have flames behind you and I've got a Sage Art giant Rasengan coming directly in front of me. You're either gonna be killed by one or the other. Now, Rock Lee has the ability to use the Morning Peacock, which essentially I want to say he has to be in the 6th gate in order to use that. Essentially, when you use that jutsu, you're punching the air so fast that the friction is causing the air itself to light on fire. So given the fact that you have this trope that the next generation surpasses the previous one, how badass would it be if you have Rock Lee jumping up in the air to fight against Isshiki, and Rock Lee's in the 6th gate and he's just smacking this dude around, punching all types of stuff, and then all of a sudden Rock Lee uses a Morning Peacock that's so powerful that the entire sky lights on fire and it's able to do some serious damage to Isshiki. Like, don't get me wrong, that's Thanos Shiki, okay? That is Thanos Shiki. My man has come to Konoha in search of that final Infinity Stone that is the Karma Stone. Like, we know that Thanos Shiki is coming. However, this is where Rock Lee gets to play the role of Captain America, or potentially the role of Scarlet Witch, where Scarlet Witch was putting up one hell of a fight in order to protect Vision. Well, in this case, Rock Lee's Vision is gonna be Konoha. And what I would really love to see is Rock Lee going into that 8th gate, and I think that there's potential for even more here, okay? Now, we could go completely busted and say Naruto is able to use chakra transfer to transfer some of his chakra to Rock Lee, and Rock Lee's able to stack the QB chakra on top of what you actually get with the 8 inner gate, but I don't think that that's going to be the case. However, what I would like to see is Rock Lee open up that 8th inner gate and Rock Lee stand toe-to-toe against Isshiki, because this gives you the ultimate idea of how powerful you have to become. Because when you look at the 8th gate, it gives you that multiplier of, if I'm not mistaken, 200 times your base. I want to say that's the official multiplier. So Naruto and Sasuke know they got to get over 200 times more powerful, and I think that this also could be a really good way for us to also see Rock Lee cut loose. And just as Might Guy had the Night Guy, I would like to see something like a Midnight Dragon that pops out, okay? Because you already got Night Guy, so so midnight needs to be the next thing. I would like to see like a midnight dragon, which would just be some super powerful taijutsu attack that Rock Lee's able to level against Isshiki. And I think that also when you really look at it, this is how you get to the point where you're topping the hypeness of Pain's Invasion. And just like how in Pain's Invasion you had that moment where Kakashi used the last of his chakra to protect the next generation and it cost him his life, what better way to set up the main stage of Naruto and Sasuke versus Isshiki in this rematch than to put Isshiki over by having him survive, not defeat, but survive against Rock Lee in the 8th gate. Like Drip Shiki is in that situation where, you know, he's got the style and he's clearly getting over with the fan base, okay? But at the same time, he still needs to build up before we get to that inevitable rematch. So I would like to see Isshiki be given that moment right there. And I think that Rock Lee could serve that role of jobber while also paying respect to the character, because we're in a point now where, I mean, we're going on 4 years and there haven't been any major deaths in the Boruto manga. To put this in perspective for you guys, when you get into Naruto, when Naruto was running, by year 3 we had a major death. The 3rd Hokage died in the 3rd year of the manga, and it was like almost like clockwork. Every 2 to 3 years a major character in the Naruto franchise or a fan favorite would actually be killed off. Now in some cases they're brought back to life, like what you got with Kakashi, but when you look at the manga in that 2 to 3 time span, a popular character or a character who had significant relevance to one of the supporting characters or the main cast, like say an Asuma, those characters were starting to get ticked off. So I think that now's the time, like, you gotta put some stakes in it. And I think that because Rock Lee is so popular, that this would be a good way to really hit fans in the gut. So I think that if it's done properly in a situation like this, even if Sasuke uses Renny Rebirth to bring him back, imagine how fired up Rock Lee would be knowing that there was somebody this powerful out there and even the 8th gate couldn't stop him. And so now Rock Lee's training in order to get even more powerful, especially if Sasuke has to lay his life down in order to revive Rock Lee and all those who were defeated or killed during this battle. But I want to know from you guys, how do you guys feel about that? Let me know down in the comment section below. But as always, guys, if you like anything I had to say, don't forget to comment, rate, subscribe, and share. Thank you so much for watching all the way to the end. Have an awesome day, guys.